Miranda Rosa, a 31-year-old woman from Florida, vanished under chillingly mysterious circumstances after a visit to Wekiwa Springs State Park near Orlando. Her car was found abandoned and unlocked in the park's lot, with her phone, wallet, and even her shoes still inside. It was as if she'd simply walked off into the wilderness and vanished. Then came a haunting clue. Hikers in the area captured video and photos of a woman swimming alone in the alligator-infested Wekiva River. Paola's family confirmed it was her. But what puzzled everyone was why she would willingly enter such dangerous waters alone, something her loved ones insisted she would never do. Despite massive search efforts, Paola was never found. No signs of struggle, no definitive answers, just silence. Authorities have ruled out foul play, but her disappearance remains one of Florida's most unsettling unsolved cases. This guy was just waiting for his DoorDash delivery, nothing out of the ordinary, until he heard a knock at the door. But when he checked, there was no food, no delivery, just this.
Come on. Okay. Yes, I'm currently.
A shadowy figure was standing dead still by a tree in the distance, watching him. It didn't move. It didn't speak. It just stared. Frozen with fear, he quickly pulled out his phone to record it, then rushed to hide in the bathroom. Eventually, the figure vanished into the night. That's when he called a friend to come pick him up. Would you have opened the door? It was supposed to be a fun 4th of July camping trip. Just 5 close friends spending the night by a quiet, secluded lake. Being from Alaska, they were no strangers to the eerie stillness of the woods or the occasional unsettling sound in the dark. The night was filled with fireworks, laughter, and snapshots by the water. But everything changed when they looked back at one of the photos. A pale, shadowy figure lurked just behind them. The person who took the picture swore no one else was there. What's even more chilling? The lake has a sinister reputation. Hauntings, drownings, and people who vanished without a trace. So who or what was in that photo? And what happened by that lake? A group of young women was enjoying a carefree day by the waterfall, soaking in the sun and serenity. 2 of them waded into the water for a quick dip, laughing and splashing, completely unaware of the danger lurking above. Then, out of nowhere, disaster struck. A deafening rumble echoed through the canyon as a sudden rock slide tore down the cliffside. Massive boulders crashed into the water just feet away from them. It could have been a tragedy, but miraculously, not a single one was harmed. Soaked and shaken, they made it out alive, completely untouched by the chaos that nearly claimed them. While combing through footage from his trail cam, a Virginia hunter discovered something chilling and eerie, an almost translucent figure that resembles either a ghostly child or some unknown creature stalking the forest. Some skeptics chalk it up to moonlight playing tricks on the lens, but others? They're not so sure. Is this spine-tingling image actual proof of the paranormal, or just a creepy coincidence captured at the perfect moment? It was the morning of May 9th, 2025. A group of friends hit the road, ready for what was supposed to be a fun, laid-back trip. But just a few miles in, they noticed something strange. A car was tailing them, closely. Trying to be courteous, the driver pulled over to let it pass. Big mistake.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Out of nowhere, the trailing car didn't pass. It pounced. A textbook ambush. Fast, aggressive, and terrifying. But this driver didn't panic. He reacted instantly, swerving out of the trap and saving everyone in the car. The entire incident was caught on a dash cam and handed over to the police. It provided investigators with a crucial lead, but as of July 10th, the suspects are still at large. It was a perfect sunny day by a dam in Brazil, laughter, splashing, and good vibes all around. But in an instant, everything changed.
Sai da água! Sai da água, sai da água! Vai, vai, vai! Sai da água! Todo mundo aqui, ó! Sai da água! Socorro! 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 Chega! Chega ligeiro! Chega! Chega!
Out of nowhere, the calm water twisted into chaos as a whirlpool suddenly formed and began racing toward the unsuspecting swimmers. Panic set in. People scrambled to get out. Miraculously, no one was injured. But the terror in that moment, real. The driver was cruising down a quiet road when he spotted what looked like a harmless shadow from a tree. Without a second thought, he kept going, only to realize too late that it wasn't a shadow at all. It was a massive crater. The car plunged in, crashing hard. The vehicle was wrecked, but miraculously, everyone walked away unscathed. Still, the shock, real. While trying to outrun a raging wildfire in Chile, a hiker caught something straight out of a disaster movie. A towering fire tornado ripping through the landscape. Unlike regular tornadoes formed by thunderstorms, fire tornadoes are spinning infernos of flame, smoke, ash, and debris. They form when extreme heat from the wildfire sends scorching air skyward, creating a vacuum that pulls in cooler air from below. If the wind and terrain align just right, the incoming air starts to spin rapidly. Some of these fiery monsters have clocked winds of over 140 miles per hour. Thankfully, the hiker made it out just in time, shaken, safe, and with jaw-dropping footage to prove it. That night, as they reviewed the pictures back at home, one friend's sister noticed something that made her blood run cold. In the background of their group photo was a shadowy figure wearing a hat, seemingly strolling right past them. The strange part? No one had seen anyone near them when the photo was taken. Terrified, she demanded they leave immediately. And when she showed the picture to the rest of the group, their excitement quickly turned to dread. From that night on, they made a pact. No more ghost tours. Was it just a random person they somehow didn't notice? Or did they unknowingly capture something far more chilling, something not meant to be seen? While hiking deep through a shadowy wooded trail near an old Massachusetts estate, this person stumbled upon something straight out of a nightmare. Standing silently among the trees were life-sized white statues, eerily human, cloaked in ghostly robes, and completely faceless. It looked like a haunting ritual frozen in time. But here's the twist. It turned out to be an outdoor art exhibit at the Mount, the historic home of author Edith Wharton. Still, for those first few chilling moments, it felt like they'd walked straight into a horror movie. Luckily, this time, the fear was all in their head. While walking their dog through a quiet, empty park, someone made a chilling discovery. Lying beneath a tree was a small, handmade doll, its fabric body sealed with what appeared to be melted candle wax. Strands of real human hair were stitched into its head, and gripped tightly in its stiff little hands was a torn piece of paper. On it, one word, Christopher, scrawled in frantic handwriting. It didn't feel like trash or a prank. The way it was placed, so deliberate, it felt like a curse. Like someone was targeting Christopher, and whatever this was, it had already begun. Josh and his grandparents lived a peaceful, secluded life deep in the Appalachian mountains until the neighbors started getting weird. They began trespassing without a word, crossing fences like they weren't even there, completely ignoring boundaries and warnings. The strange behavior escalated fast, creaking footsteps at night, eerie figures lurking just beyond the tree line. Josh reported it all to the sheriff, but nothing changed. So, he set up hidden cameras, determined to uncover the truth. But the footage? It didn't bring answers, only more disturbing questions. What had gotten into these people? And worse, was it even still them? A Reddit user named Spawnkill stumbled upon something chilling outside their cabin. A bunch of throwing knives scattered across the front yard. No note, no explanation, just cold steel lying in the grass. Were they left as a warning, a sick prank, or something far more sinister? One thing's for sure, throwing knives don't just appear out of nowhere, and not like this. While visiting his aunt's home in Malaysia, a Reddit user stumbled upon an old photograph hidden high on a dusty shelf, one he barely noticed as a kid. He'd always assumed it was just a peaceful landscape from his late uncle's travels in southern China. But this time, something felt off. There, looming in the distance of the photo, was a dark, human-like figure. At first, he brushed it off, maybe a shadow, or just his eyes playing tricks on him. But after digging up other photos taken from the same spot, the figure was completely absent. No shadow, no shape, nothing. So now he's left wondering, what exactly did his uncle capture that day? A man had slipped into the raging sea near Rabat, Morocco, thrashing against waves that tossed him like a rag doll. Onlookers crowded the shore, desperately reaching out with belts and jackets, trying to save him from the unforgiving current. Then, without hesitation, one man dove in. He reached the drowning victim just as a massive wave crashed over them. For a terrifying moment, both disappeared beneath the churning foam. But then, against all odds, they surfaced. With help from the crowd, both men were pulled to safety, gasping for air. 1 second slower, one slip in timing, and this could have ended in tragedy. While exploring Hobson's Lake Trail in Halifax, a Redditor made a chilling discovery deep in the woods. An old abandoned wooden cabin, hidden beneath layers of overgrowth. But what truly sent shivers down their spine wasn't the structure itself, it was what was inside. Hanging eerily behind a dusty window was a headless doll, suspended from a rusty chain. No movement, no signs of anyone around, just silence, and that disturbing image. They snapped a quick photo and got out fast. Was it a twisted prank? Or something left behind with a darker story? Either way, it's the kind of thing that haunts your thoughts long after you've left the forest. A woman named Joey was walking home alone around 3 a.m. after a night of clubbing. She was drunk, exhausted, and just trying to make it back safely. That's when she heard it.
I don't know if you can hear that, but there's like banging. Oh no.
Footsteps. They were coming from behind a nearby fence. At first, Joey thought someone was following her, but suddenly, the sound was right next to her. Panic set in, and Joey sprinted the rest of the way home without looking back. So what was it? A spirit? A stalker? Or something not human? This person had a close friend who passed away just last week. But here's where things get unsettling. Earlier this morning, inside the very house their friend lived in, a house that's now empty and being gutted for renovations, a recording captured something deeply disturbing. With the sound turned up, you'll hear it clearly. A loud thud, followed by footsteps echoing through the silence. But here's the terrifying part. No one is living there. No workers were scheduled. No one was supposed to be inside. So the question is, who or what was making that sound? Was it just the house settling, or something this person's late friend left behind? Let us know what you think, because this person is still trying to make sense of it. While hiking, this person saw something bizarre tucked inside a tree stump, 4 miles deep along a stretch of the Appalachian Trail. At first glance, it looked unsettling, like a tiny shrine hidden in the woods. But then a commenter chimed in, explaining it wasn't creepy at all. It's a miniature nativity scene, something quite common in Italy during the Christmas season. They're called presepi, and the words Happy Christmas written on the side hint that this person may have stumbled upon a forgotten holiday decoration. But here's the real question. Who placed it there? And why in such a remote spot? Was it just an innocent festive gesture? Or is there something more mysterious going on in those woods? While hiking, this person stumbled upon something straight out of a nightmare. A perfectly intact staircase, standing alone in the middle of the woods. No walls, no ruins, just steps leading to absolutely nothing. No signs of a house, no trail markers, just silence and trees. It's as if the forest is hiding something. Who or what left this there? Some say it's a remnant of a long-lost building. Others swear it's something much darker. And the creepiest part? This person says they felt like they were being watched the moment they saw it. Coincidence or warning? While hiking with his dog Penny, this person heard something that made his blood run cold. Bone-chilling, unnatural sounds echoing through the trees. At first, he thought it might be an animal, but the noises didn't match anything he'd ever heard before. They were guttural, almost human, yet not quite. Suddenly, Penny froze, staring into the woods, tail down. That's when this person knew it was time to leave. But the question still lingers. Who or what left those sounds behind? Was it just wildlife, or something far more sinister, watching from the shadows? While driving in the woods, this woman had a terrifying encounter that they'll never forget.
Do you hear that?
my god, no, fuck that.
Out of nowhere, a blood-curdling scream echoed through the trees, so loud, so unnatural, it froze them in place. At first they thought maybe it was just an animal, but the longer they listened, the more it sounded like something else, something wrong. The woman was completely alone, with no cell signal, no one around for miles, just the dark woods, and that scream. So, who or what was making that sound? Could it have been a wild animal? Or was it something far more sinister lurking in the shadows? While hiking in the Appalachian Mountains, a man heard a disturbing sound that didn't match any known animal. Some believe it may have been a Wendigo, a mythical creature from Native American folklore, known to mimic human cries to trap its prey. The mystery remains. What was out there in those woods? While hunting for mushrooms in the woods, this person heard something that made their blood run cold.
And this one looks like it has a bite out of it. And this one. And there's one over here. Looks like it's holding some water. Huh? I think it's time to go.
At first, it sounded like a human, someone in agony, crying out in pain. But the deeper this person listened, the more they realized it wasn't quite human. The tone was off, twisted, almost like it was mimicking a cry for help. Was someone out there in trouble? Or was this person being lured by something far more sinister, something that knew how to sound just human enough? Who or what was making that sound? While hiking through the dense Appalachian woods, when this hiker suddenly froze, his camera picked up something bone-chilling. At first, it sounded like a group of children screaming, but the more you listen, the more it twists your gut. The cries weren't normal. They echoed through the trees like something or someone was in pure agony. But there were no people around, no campsites, no trails nearby. So what exactly did this person capture out there in the forest? Was it a group in distress, or something far more sinister that knows how to mimic human suffering? A Redditor by the name of Burton Boy uploaded a spine-tingling clip to the Chills Narrator subreddit. He claimed to have captured an eerie sound deep in the woods, something that didn't match any known animal. The mysterious video quickly ignited a firestorm of speculation in the comments. Some swore it sounded like a werewolf, while others were left completely baffled. To this day, no one has been able to explain what Burton Boy recorded. This Reddit user claims that for the past 2 weeks, something chilling has been happening between 1 and 3 a.m. Almost like clockwork, this person hears a strange, blood-curdling scream echoing from deep within the woods surrounding their home. They've lived on the East Coast, in the heart of the forest, their entire life, yet nothing they've ever heard compares to this eerie sound. It's not an animal they recognize, not a coyote, not a fox, not even close. So what was it? Some wild creature? A person in distress? Or was it something far more sinister? This Reddit user says they were staying in a tiny mountain village called Hatoji, tucked away in the remote hills of Okayama, Japan. Barely anyone lives there anymore, just a few scattered homes and endless eerie silence. But on their very first night, that silence was shattered. Just after sunset, a sound came from deep within the woods, not once, but in a pattern, a low, guttural roar followed by piercing screeches, echoing through the darkness. It would go silent, then start again, over and over, all night. At first, this Reddit user guessed it might be wild boars. Hatoji is known for them. But could boars make that much noise? And why would they scream into the night like that? Were they fighting, mating, warning, something, or someone? They were alone, in a ghost village, surrounded by forest. Every night, the sounds returned. Was it just animals, or was it something far more sinister? Eventually, this Reddit user managed to speak to a local, and the answer was shocking. It wasn't a monster, it wasn't a yokai, it was the Japanese sika deer. Cute, right? But somehow, this adorable creature is capable of unleashing a noise that sounds straight out of a horror film. So, was it just a deer all along, or could there be something else out there, screaming in the dark? This group of men was hiking deep in the woods when something made them stop dead in their tracks.
I think it'll pick up that sound. Yeah. Man.
A strange sound echoed through the trees. Not a bird, not a coyote, not anything they could recognize. It was haunting. Almost human. That's when things got eerie. While hiking roughly 3 miles off the main trail in a dense wooded area near Austin, Texas, a Reddit user came across something deeply unsettling, a hidden gravesite, or perhaps a memorial. There were fresh flowers, a photograph, and personal mementos, all deliberately arranged with care. The scene felt intimate, somber, and undeniably heavy. Was this the place where someone ended their life? Or a secret sanctuary built to honor a loved one in a spot that once held meaning? One night, a man was driving down a pitch-black road when out of nowhere, chaos erupted. A gang of men wielding machetes burst onto the scene, charging straight at his car. Heart racing, he slammed the gear into reverse and tore backward into the darkness. The machete wielders gave chase, but after a terrifying few seconds, he managed to shake them off, barely escaping with his life. While hiking with his dog on the Wichita Mountains, this person suddenly stopped in his tracks.
I don't know if y'all can hear it, but listen.
In the distance, a chilling sound echoed through the trees, something that didn't sound like any animal. His dog, Bruno, immediately perked up, ears twitching, clearly disturbed. This person laughed nervously, trying to shake it off, but the tension was real. Bruno was like, "You hear that, Bubba? What's that noise?" he said, panning the camera across the eerily still woods. But what exactly was that sound? It didn't resemble a coyote, a deer, or any typical forest creature. It sounded more like a girl screaming for help. Or was it something far more sinister? Was this person being lured in by something pretending to be human? Or did he just capture evidence of something unnatural lurking in the Wichita Mountains? Let us know. Who or what do you think was making that sound? Sunshineable was out in the woods, filming a fun TikTok video to showcase her outfit, when something chilling happened.
Oh gosh, it's cold. The camera stand won't stay. Nope.
As she danced and twirled, her camera unknowingly captured a dark, shadowy figure lurking in the background, covered in black fur, watching her intently. Before she could even process what she'd seen, the figure quickly vanished into the trees. Panicking, Sunshineable snatched up her phone and bolted, heart racing. Some believe the mysterious figure could be a juvenile Bigfoot, while others think it's just someone in a costume playing a prank. Given Sunshineable's reputation for creating authentic, unstaged content, many are left wondering, is this an eerie encounter caught on camera, or just another trick of the woods? The truth remains a mystery. While hiking with their dog through a quiet forested trail, this person stumbled upon something downright chilling. A misty figure silently floating in the middle of a narrow cave. It wasn't moving, just hovering. No sound, no breeze, just that eerie presence staring back through the fog. Was it a spirit? A trick of the light? Or something far more sinister? What was that figure doing there? And why did it feel like it was waiting for them? This person was out on their usual walk. Nothing unusual, just a quiet route they pass daily, including a massive old tree they've walked by countless times. But last Thursday, something felt off. They suddenly heard a deep, low growling echo from the trees, followed by the rustling of thick bushes. That's when they spotted it. A massive dark figure, easily 7 to 8 feet tall, just standing there. As soon as they reached for their phone to snap a picture, the thing bolted. No warning, no hesitation. It was gone in a flash. Creepy, right? But here's where it gets even weirder. The very next day, this person returned to the same trail, hoping to catch another glimpse. Instead, they found the massive tree, the same one they always passed, completely bent and twisted as if something with immense force had mangled it overnight. There hadn't been a storm, no strong winds, nothing that could have done that. Was it a message? A warning? Could this be Bigfoot marking its territory? Or maybe something worse? What was that towering figure hiding in the shadows? Was it truly Bigfoot? Or something far more terrifying? This person was hiking deep in the wilds of West Virginia when they stumbled upon something downright chilling, a massive footprint, embedded in the dirt, far larger than any normal humans. They snapped a photo and sent it to me, clearly shaken. It wasn't just the size that was disturbing, it was the eerie stillness of the area, like the forest itself was holding its breath. What kind of creature could have left something like that behind? Is there something even more unexplainable roaming those woods? Let me know what you think in the comments. Was this just an elaborate prank? Or did this person accidentally cross paths with a living legend? While hiking on a quiet mountain trail for what seemed like a peaceful afternoon, until something darted across the path. A bobcat. It sprinted down the slope ahead, vanishing into the trees. Curious, they stopped, pulled out their phone, and started recording. But then, they heard it. A haunting sound echoes through the forest. At first, it faded into the distance, like whatever made it was moving away. But suddenly, it changed direction. The sound got louder, closer, and before they could make sense of it, the creature, whatever it was, turned back and started coming straight toward them. The woods went from silent to spine-tingling. While fishing in Brazil, a group of fishermen came across something truly bizarre, something they'd never seen before. At first glance, they assumed it was just some trash, maybe scraps of fabric or floating plastic. But then it moved. One of the fishermen reached in and pulled out one of the strange creatures. What he held looked eerily like a bat, but far more unsettling. So what do you think? Did they discover something real? Or is this just another internet hoax? While riding a bike through a quiet trail, this biker spotted a person in the distance, crawling across the ground. At first, he thought it was an injured animal, but as he got closer, he realized the person was human, and moving in an unsettling, almost unnatural way. No words, no sound, just the scraping of limbs against dirt. Why was this person crawling on the floor? And more importantly, what happened to him? To this day, the biker still can't shake that image from my mind. A popular outdoor enthusiast and social media hiker has been found dead after vanishing in an Arizona park. 31-year-old Hannah Moody, who inspired over 40,000 Instagram followers with her breathtaking adventures in nature, was discovered near the Gateway Trailhead of the McDowell Sonoran Preserve in Scottsdale. Friends had reported her missing after she went silent, something unusual for someone always so present online. Authorities initially tried to track her location through her phone, but those efforts failed. A search team was launched, and it was a Maricopa County Sheriff's Office air unit that ultimately spotted her body, roughly 600 feet off the main trail. Police say there's no sign of foul play or trauma, though the medical examiner will determine her official cause of death. This tragic moment serves as a quiet reminder. Be here, in the now. Moody often shared how hiking helped her reconnect with the present, grounding her when life got noisy. She did it not just because she loved nature, but because it brought her peace. And now, the community she built is mourning her sudden loss. While hiking, this couple had a chilling close call with a bear that began following them up the trail.
He's following you, babe. Hey, bear!
Hey, bear! Hey!
Holy he's following us.
Oh!
Hey!
Oh!
Hey!
Go!
Go home!
Oh! Go!
Okay.
Okay, you guys go up there.
Oh, come on.
Don't run. Do not run. Hey!
Can we play dead now? Can we play dead?
Griffin, walk faster, please. Hey, bear! Following us.
He's following us up the trail. There's no intention of...
Can you just give him?
Hey, bear! Hey!
Caught between fear and disbelief, they tried to stay calm, shouting, walking faster, and nervously asking if it was time to play dead. It turned out the bear had no intention to attack, but that didn't stop their adrenaline from spiking. While hiking near the railroad tracks in Mission Park, San Antonio, a man snapped a quick photo, but what he saw later left him speechless. When he reviewed the image, two mysterious figures appeared in the distance, standing eerily still. Locals have long whispered tales of ghostly children who push stalled cars off the tracks. But this was something entirely different. Confused and unsettled, unsure if he'd captured a trick of the light or something truly supernatural, he posted the photo online, and the internet hasn't stopped talking about it since. While a group of people were enjoying a casual swim, an unexpected guest slipped into the scene. Gliding just beneath the water's surface was a massive reptile. Moments later, it broke through the water, surfacing just feet away from the unsuspecting swimmers. Strangely, there was no screaming, no splashing, just stunned silence. Viewers who saw the footage initially feared the worst, assuming it was a deadly saltwater crocodile. But one eagle-eyed commenter clarified, this was an American crocodile, typically less aggressive than its fearsome cousins in Australia or Southeast Asia. Still, its eerie approach and unsettling proximity made the encounter spine-tingling. While out on a casual fishing trip, a Reddit user stumbled upon something downright bizarre and a little unsettling. Instead of finding a hermit crab nestled inside a seashell like usual, he spotted one that had made its home inside a plastic doll's head. Yeah, you read that right. Imagine walking along the beach and suddenly seeing a doll's head creeping toward you, eyes hollow, legs skittering. Not exactly your typical seaside stroll. It's the kind of thing that would make anyone take a few startled steps back. Creepy, but weirdly fascinating. Around 5 a.m., Lean stepped outside to take out the trash. As he turned back toward his secluded forest home, something near the window caught his eye. Curious and uneasy, he grabbed his camera to film until he realized he wasn't just imagining things. It was something terrifying.
5 de la mañana, salí a tirar la basura y se escucha... ¿Qué querés, hijo de puta? ¿Qué mierda es eso? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué carajo es eso? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Es eso la concha de su madre?
Panic surged through Lean's chest as he bolted back inside. His heart pounded as he checked every room, every shadowy corner. But there was nothing. No trace of anyone. Whatever he saw had vanished, at least to the naked eye. Reddit user Rob Conan96 once shared a bone-chilling underwater clip that left viewers holding their breath. As he swam through the murky depths, the last thing he expected happened. A massive shark suddenly emerged from the shadows and bumped him right on the head. It was a heart-stopping moment that could have gone wrong, but luckily, he lived to tell the tale. While paying their respects at Gettysburg Cemetery, someone caught a strange movement behind a nearby tree. Curious, they snapped a quick photo, and what appeared in the image left them shaken. A shadowy figure seemed to be watching them, and the air suddenly felt heavy, almost like they weren't alone. Later, they showed the photo to a park ranger. He studied it for a moment, then said calmly, "That's a Confederate soldier on horseback." Had they captured one of Gettysburg's restless spirits still haunting the battlefield? While hiking on a fog-drenched October morning, this person had already driven past eerie graveyards and crumbling farmhouses, the kind of scenery ripped straight from a Stephen King novel. The narrow roads of those old New England towns whispered secrets as this person made their way to the trailhead. But nothing, not even the ghost town vibes, could have prepared this person for what they stumbled across in the woods. Just a few steps in, this person came face to face with an unsettling display tucked among the trees. Clothes hung weirdly. It wasn't clear what the custom was or why it was placed there, but one thing was certain. It sent a jolt straight through this person's chest. It was the kind of scene that makes you look over your shoulder and question whether you're truly alone in the woods. Imagine arriving at a peaceful cabin in the woods, ready to unwind for a quiet weekend, only to have your heart nearly stop. Out of the trees emerges someone in a chilling clown costume, creeping toward you like a scene ripped straight from a horror film. Panic sets in, until you discover it's not some deranged stranger, but the owner of the cabin. Suddenly, the fear turns into a whole new kind of unease. Is that more comforting, or somehow even creepier? Knowing the owner casually strolls the woods dressed like that, would you still stay the night? Two wild campers set off into the heart of the Welsh wilderness, eager for an adventure in a remote, abandoned building, a place rumored to be haunted. After clearing out the cobwebs and tidying up the space, they began exploring its eerie corners, trying to shake off the unsettling atmosphere while casually chatting about the mysterious history of the place. But then, something happened.
Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Fucking mental.
Well stoked.
Yeah, it certainly is.
What was that?
Suddenly, a sound pierced the silence. They tried to carry on as if nothing had happened, but the strange noises continued, growing more intense.
Sorry.
No, there's my torch.
Right, let me get out there. Definitely, what the hell is that noise?
The air felt heavier, and a chill set in. Despite the growing unease, they decided to investigate, stepping into the darkness armed only with their torches. As they ventured outside, the eerie noises became louder, unnerving them even more.
No one here.
Bloody hell. What the freaking hell was that noise? Oh man, oh, dude.
That presumes it's a CCTV button.
They returned downstairs, their nerves on edge. And that's when they noticed something that made their blood run cold, something they hadn't seen before. But before they could process what was happening, they both froze. Hanging in the doorway was something they couldn't explain. Still, despite the overwhelming fear, they pushed forward. But things were far from over. As the night stretched on, it only grew darker. The unsettling noises and chilling presence seemed relentless, and yet they made it through the night, though their minds would never quite let go of the haunting mystery of what exactly lurked in that remote building. What was the true story behind the strange happenings they witnessed? Was it just the wind, or something far more sinister? After settling into their new home deep in the woods, a couple couldn't shake the eerie feeling that they were being watched. To ease their minds, they set up a camera in their bedroom. But what they captured days later was chilling. A man standing just outside their window, fully illuminated by the parking lot lights, staring in like he belonged there. He didn't flinch, didn't move, just watched. The boyfriend went outside to confront him, but the man simply turned and walked away without a word. The next day, he showed up at their door with a strange calmness and apologized, but offered no real explanation. So, what do you even do when the person creeping around your window turns out to be your neighbor? A family booked what they thought was a quiet, peaceful Airbnb getaway. But as they settled in and walked through the living room, something immediately felt off. They spotted a strange, sealed window that looked into what appeared to be an underground chamber, completely hidden from the outside. Their curiosity got the better of them. While exploring further, they stumbled upon a trapdoor cleverly hidden beneath the rug in one of the bedrooms. It creaked open to reveal a pitch-black tunnel leading deep below the house. The walls were smeared with what looked disturbingly like dried blood, and halfway down the passage, they found a rusted, ancient-looking mask resting on the ground. As they pressed on, the air grew heavier. Eventually, they entered a dimly lit room, and there, motionless in the corner, stood a single mannequin. No explanation, no context, just watching. They immediately contacted the Airbnb owner, but here's the chilling part. No one ever heard back, no follow-up, no answers, just silence. During a family gathering, Stepanka was casually scrolling through her home's CCTV feed when something chilling caught her eye outside.
And I put it up on my Instagram and I was like, guys, like, what do you think this is? And everybody's like, that's a ghost, that's a ghost. But like, everyone's like, that's a full-on fucking apparition. That is like, that's not a blob. That's not a little light thing. It's a full apparition of a ghost. And I'm just like, right, it is. I'm not fucking crazy.
What she captured was haunting. A figure standing eerily still, until within seconds, it morphed into a floating, solid white form, ghostly and unmistakably out of place. Skeptical but intrigued, Stanka tried everything to recreate the scene under the same lighting and conditions. Nothing worked. To this day, the footage remains unexplained, and so does the ghostly figure that appeared that night. A Reddit user recently shared a spine-chilling experience from a remote cabin in the woods, and it's got people seriously creeped out. For almost a year, strange reddish footprints have been appearing on the garage ceiling. But here's the kicker. They're always from the right foot only, and they never stay in the same place. Every few days, the prints mysteriously vanish or reappear somewhere else. The user isn't the only one who's seen them. Friends have noticed the same eerie pattern. But things got even weirder when they looked at photos. Although all the pictures were taken on the same day, the prints appeared in different spots in each one. So what's going on here? Is someone playing the world's most dedicated prank? Or is this something far more unexplainable? Starry01 recently posted a chilling photo taken at the abandoned asylum in Fergus Falls, Minnesota, a place already infamous for its ghost stories. At first, the image seemed unremarkable, until they brightened it. That's when a pale, eerie hand appeared in the lower window. Some viewers even claimed they could make out a faint, shadowy figure lurking just behind it. Do you see it? One quiet morning, a homeowner in a remote area caught something chilling on camera, right outside their front door.
What the fuck is outside? What the fuck? Too scared to open my door.
Too afraid to open the door, they stared through the frosted glass. On the other side stood a small, unmoving figure, eerily still, like it was waiting. Even the dog sensed the danger, barking wildly at whatever was out there. But then, it didn't walk away. It didn't run. It simply disappeared, fading into thin air. Some think it was just a wild animal. Others aren't so sure. Whatever it was, it left behind more questions than answers. And one terrified homeowner. Cody had lived on his property for 22 years when he discovered a strange, dead patch of grass that sank under his mower.
It's dead. When I drove over it, it kind of sank. And I came over here with the shovel and tapped on it. Let me get a little closer. It's some kind of door. I've been here 22 years and this has never been here before. So I really don't know what to think about it. But
Curious, he dug into it and found a hidden door leading to a deep, water-filled hole, possibly an old well or storm cellar. Using a 15-foot conduit stick, he couldn't touch the bottom. That night, strange noises came from beneath his house. When he investigated with a camera, what he recorded was not just eerie, it was terrifying. A group of friends had rented a remote cabin deep in the Appalachian mountains for a peaceful weekend getaway. Surrounded by endless, shadowy woods, the spot felt like a perfect escape. One night, as they soaked in the hot tub beneath a glowing moon, a low, thunderous sound echoed from somewhere deep in the forest.
Yeah, that was a car, Who's the aliens, bro? I think it's a train. But that's just scary. Okay, do you guys want to go inside? No. Stop. I'm recording this shit, bro.
But the music and laughter quickly faded into nervous silence. Something about that sound wasn't right. Unbeknownst to them, the Appalachian woods have a long, chilling history. Mysterious vanishings, strange figures spotted between the trees, stories that locals don't like to tell after dark. Thankfully, the group left the hot tub and returned inside without incident. But that night, it still haunts their memories. A man set out to explore a series of cabins deep in the woods, rumored to be abandoned. Everything was quiet, almost too quiet, until something shifted behind one of the upper windows.
Yo. You see movement then? Yeah. Move the light. Yo. Fuck is that? Yo.
At first glance, there was nothing. But as their flashlights moved away, a pale figure briefly peeked out from behind a curtain. At first, he brushed it off, thinking it was just a squatter. But later, when he reviewed the footage, chills ran down his spine. The figure had no face. Its skin was unnaturally pale, like it hadn't seen sunlight in years. That was all he needed to see. He didn't wait around for a second encounter. Whatever was inside that cabin wasn't human. A Reddit user recently shared a seemingly innocent Polaroid photo snapped by his son, a casual moment captured of him and his wife during a weekend getaway years ago. But when the image finished developing, something unsettling caught their eye. In the window behind them, a blurry shape appeared, and it looked eerily like a face staring straight in. Some dismissed it as pareidolia, our brains trying to find familiar patterns in chaos. Others were convinced it could have been a person, or maybe even an animal. The majority chalked it up to a dirty window reflecting the flash just right. Still, no matter how many logical explanations were thrown around, that face in the window left a chill that no one could quite shake. This man was out of town when he got a Ring camera alert from his remote cabin, and what he saw was chilling. The footage captured a mysterious figure aimlessly roaming through his backyard. But it wasn't just the presence of the disturbing person, it was the way they moved. Slow, erratic, almost like they were lost or hunting. The homeowner noted that the area has a history of drug activity, which might explain the behavior, but that only makes it more unsettling. Imagine someone like that lurking around your property when you're not there to stop them. This eerie video, reportedly filmed in an abandoned hospital in Honduras, recently resurfaced on Reddit, reigniting a chilling mystery that's haunted the internet for years. According to locals, the room in question was once an emergency operating room, and some believe it's now haunted by the spirit of a surgeon who died there, either from a sudden heart attack or, as some whisper, by his hand. The footage has sparked heated debate. Is it a ghost, clever CGI, or just someone messing around? Whatever the explanation, even the skeptics agree. There's something deeply unsettling about the way it moves. While checking his cabin's attic for damage after a recent hurricane, he snapped a quick photo. Just a routine inspection. At the time, everything looked fine. No leaks, no holes. But months later, while casually scrolling through those old photos with his girlfriend, they noticed something chilling. A dark, shadowy figure with glowing eyes staring back at them from the attic. He swore he'd never heard any strange noises up there. No rustling, no scratching, nothing that would suggest raccoons or other animals. So what was it? A trick of the light? A small, unseen creature? Or something far more unsettling? A warning to get out while he still could. This eerie security camera footage, taken at a secluded home late at night, shows something truly bizarre. A faint, transparent figure drifts across the property, almost like a ghostly presence caught on tape. There's no backstory, no follow-up, and no clear explanation. Was it just a reflection? A camera malfunction? Or did something from the other side slip through unnoticed? The mystery lingers. While hiking through the remote wilderness of Norway, a man stumbled upon something chilling. An old, abandoned house hidden deep in the forest. Curious, he stepped inside and was shocked to find the place still had electricity. As he ventured deeper into the dark, eerie rooms, things took a terrifying turn. Out of nowhere, a strange, shadowy creature locked eyes with him. Frozen in fear, the man panicked, lost his footing, and tumbled down the stairs. The footage cuts off suddenly, leaving behind an unsettling mystery. Was it something paranormal, or is there a more logical explanation? While browsing through old photos from a nighttime trip to an abandoned building, a Reddit user stumbled upon something truly chilling. One eerie shot captured a decaying room in disarray, with a single window at its center. But when he looked closer, his blood ran cold, and a ghostly face was faintly visible in the glass, staring straight at the camera. The user swore he was completely alone that night. Some viewers were haunted by the sinister grin on the figure's face, while skeptics brushed it off as pareidolia. Still, the face looks far too real to be a trick of the mind. This person's uncle was hiking through the woods when they stumbled upon something wild at first glance. It looked like just another rock, but then, boom, this thing had character. It was shaped almost too perfectly, like it was hiding something. Around the back, there were these strange, harsh colors scorched across the surface. Like, what could have even caused that? Was it nature? Seriously, what kind of story is this rock trying to tell? This person couldn't help but wonder, was this just a fun rock, or something more mysterious? Deep in the forest, far from any signs of civilization, this person was hiking, and he saw a bear. Massive, powerful, and walking straight toward them. It didn't growl, it didn't charge, it just kept coming slowly, intentionally.
Коля, ноги дергай.
This person didn't wait to find out what its next move would be. They turned and climbed the nearest tree fast, but the bear followed. It began to climb too until it suddenly slipped and fell to the ground below. What do you think would have happened if this person hadn't reacted so quickly? Was the bear trying to attack, or was it trying to be friendly in its wild way? No one knows for sure. If it were you, what would have been your reaction? Beneath the surface, where the sun barely reaches and the ocean holds its secrets, this person went diving in search of peace, adventure, and perhaps even beauty. But then something massive began stirring in the depths. A shape, a presence. A whale. It came closer and closer, silent, towering. Every moment hung like an eternity. This person could feel the heaviness of the moment, tiny in the vast blue, and then it passed by, peacefully, silently, gliding into the deep without a vent. Was it curiosity, warning, or something else? Does that mean whales are friendly, or what? Would you plunge into the ocean just to see one up close? Sometimes the most beautiful meetings are also the most terrifying, and the ocean never shows its whole hand. A man busy with his computer laughed, talking to his daughter on his earpods as she stood right before him. Same smile, same voice. But when he turned to her, she vanished. Confused, he checked the security camera footage.
Yeah, she got them out the freezer earlier for you. She's put them in the fridge. Prawns don't take long to defrost anyway. Have we decided what prawn dish you're going to mess up? Ellie! Fridge! Freezing! Freeze me that way, you freeze me this way. Bloody hell.
Dad, who are you talking to?
The fuck? You!
Why do you keep shouting my name?
Are you fucking...
No. Why are you shouting my name? I've been upstairs.
You! Just come in the door!
I didn't hear
Oh
you.
my god, oh hold on 1 second, my heart's going. You just come in the door.
What?
You just come in the door. You went into the kitchen. You asked me about your prawns because you asked Mum to get them out of the freezer for you. I told you to put them in the fridge for you. Are you fucking with me?
No, I've been upstairs.
Oh my god, I am shaking now. That has got to be the best doppelganger I've ever seen this entity.
I've been upstairs. I thought you were calling my name because I was
No,
confused.
honestly, right? The door opened and you closed it. I saw you wearing your orange jacket.
It showed him talking to thin air. He called his real daughter, who called moments later, still miles away. Who, then, had he just seen and spoken to? While watching the CCTV footage in total silence, everything seemed normal, until she started walking up the stairs. Then, out of nowhere, something grabbed her ankle. She let out this blood-curdling scream, clawing at the steps while being dragged down into the basement. And here's the thing. There was no figure, just force. You could hear her nails scraping across the floor. Who or what dragged her? One quiet night in Williamsburg, Virginia, Robert Earl White was relaxing on his porch when something strange shattered the silence. Heavy, deliberate stomps echoing from deep in the woods. This wasn't just some animal scurrying through the trees. It sounded big.
Alright, no lie. I'm on my back porch. I heard something stomping in the woods. something huge.
Then he saw them, two glowing eyes locked onto him from the darkness. He pulled out his phone, hit record, and zoomed in. What the camera captured was chilling. A pale, almost human-like figure lurking in the trees. Its skin looked ghostly white, and the way it just stood there, unmoving and unnatural, sent a wave of dread through him. When the video hit the internet, the comments poured in. Thousands were convinced. Whatever Robert saw that night looked disturbingly like a skinwalker. She was hiking alone in a massive 7,000-acre forest, completely off the grid. At one point, she found a quiet clearing, rolled out her mat, and started doing yoga. Nothing but the sound of birds and the wind through the trees. Peaceful, until it wasn't. Out of nowhere, a man appeared. In a forest that big, with endless space to rest, he stopped right there. And he didn't move. He just stood, pretending to use his phone, in an area with zero reception. She tried to stay calm, sitting down to face him. Still, he stood there, silent, phone to his ear, staring. The trail behind him was the only way out. Then, without warning, he sprinted off into the woods. She grabbed her things and took a risky move, heading off trail, hoping to lose him if he was watching. After a tense trek, she finally made it back to her car, safe, but shaken. Maybe he meant no harm. Maybe it was all a coincidence. But in a forest that vast, choosing that exact spot and acting like that, it's more than unsettling. It's downright creepy. He had everything planned. Sunny skies, a breathtaking spot, and even a hidden friend ready to capture the big moment. It was supposed to be perfect. But just as he dropped to one knee and pulled out the ring, disaster struck.
Jamie, no! Oh my, no! Oh my God!
A sudden surge of water came out of nowhere, knocking him clean off his feet. In seconds, he and the ring vanished over the edge of the waterfall. Thankfully, he made it out unharmed. But the ring? Gone. Now they're left asking, was this just terrible luck or a sign from the universe not to go through with it? It was around 11 p.m. in Kentucky when she stepped out onto her balcony for a bit of quiet sky watching. The night was still, the sky crystal clear, perfect peace. But then, slicing through the silence, came a sharp, eerie whistle. It sounded close, too close, maybe just 20 or 30 feet away. Locals have a chilling superstition: never whistle at night. And if you hear one, never answer back. The area was dead silent. No voices, no footsteps, just that lone whistle echoing through the trees. When she turned toward the sound, she saw something, barely visible, lurking in the bushes. Maybe it was just shadows, or maybe not. Whatever it was, it didn't feel right. So now the question is, was it just a creepy coincidence? Or was something out there watching? While cruising down a quiet highway in Mexico, a man caught sight of something eerie just off the road. A group of people stood frozen around a glowing circle of candles, their faces unreadable in the flickering light. This wasn't some roadside party or casual gathering. It felt off, sinister even. A chill ran down his spine. Without a second thought, he slammed the gas and sped away. Whatever was happening back there, he knew one thing for sure: he was never supposed to see it. While exploring a long-abandoned gold dredge, a man snapped several photos to capture its haunting atmosphere. But in one chilling frame, something unexpected appeared. A strange face lurking on the left side of the image. It wasn't in any of the other shots, and there were no mirrors, reflections, or dust to blame. Some brushed it off as pareidolia, a trick of the mind, but others believe he may have captured something far more unsettling. The photographer is now preparing to return and investigate. Until then, the mysterious face remains unexplained and deeply unsettling. At exactly 2:54 a.m., something eerie was caught on this Ring camera, and no one has been able to explain it. A glowing light suddenly appears in the field, shifting its shape like it's alive, then vanishes into the darkness without a sound. At first glance, you might think it's just a bug, but when compared to the insects also seen in the footage, this thing moves in a different, almost intelligent way. There's a road nearby, but not a single car passed. No headlights, no reflections, just silence. So, what was it? Drop your theories in the comments. While strolling through a quiet park in Manchester, TikTok user Liam, aka Wrigley720, caught something seriously strange on camera. At first it seemed eerie but harmless. People were just standing still, everywhere.
Yeah, what's going on here? Got one guy just stood there. He's been stood there for about an hour. This other guy just stood here. This woman just stood here.
There's a guy in trees over there.
That guy just stood there. There's a guy 2 trees over there, and then this woman just stood here. But like, what they just stood here doing mad stuff.
What the fuck?
Right now they've all just started walking, just walking away, just all walking randomly. They're all just stood there, stopped. Now they've all just started walking. Look, she just got on her thing and just started walking. What is going on?
Scattered across the park, a dozen or so people were frozen in place, not moving a muscle. No talking, no blinking, just still. Then, just as suddenly as it began, it stopped. They've all just started walking, Liam says in disbelief. Just walking away, randomly, like nothing happened. It was as if someone had flipped a switch. People who had been motionless for ages suddenly came back to life and walked off in different directions. So what did Liam witness? A prank? A flash mob? A social experiment? Mass hypnosis? No one knows for sure. Theories have exploded online, but none of them explain what went down in that Manchester park. One thing's certain, whatever happened that day, it was anything but normal. While on a road trip through Zhytomyr, Ukraine, this man stopped near what he thought was just an old ammo depot. Then, boom, it erupted without warning. Seconds later, a massive shockwave slammed into his car. Miraculously, everyone inside made it out unharmed. Late one night in Laguna Niguel, a man was walking home when he witnessed something he could barely believe himself. Beneath the faint glow of a street lamp stood a translucent figure dressed in dark clothing, almost invisible, but undeniably real. Heart pounding, he snapped a photo and bolted home. When he showed the image to his neighbor, they were speechless and quickly uploaded it online, hoping someone could explain what they were seeing. Was it a ghost, a glitch in reality, or just a clever edit? The internet is still divided. It was just past midnight. He was deep into a movie when a sudden knock echoed through the house. Startled, he paused the film and went to check, but no one was at the door. Confused, he stepped outside, checking the front yard, backyard, driveway. Everything was still. No sign of anyone. He shrugged it off and went back inside. But 40 minutes later, his backyard security camera picked up something chilling. A pale, ghostly figure drifting across the yard, not once, but twice. Some Reddit users brushed it off, saying it was probably just a trick of the light. Maybe the way the leaves shimmered as the figure passed was just a coincidence, but that only raised more questions. Would a flicker of light be enough to trigger a motion alert? And if it was just light, why hadn't the camera ever gone off before? And most unsettling of all, who knocked on the door? While trekking through the desert under the cover of night, a hiker flipped on a black light just to be safe. What lit up? A massive scorpion, glowing like something out of a sci-fi movie. Without that light, they never would have seen it lurking nearby. One wrong step, and things could have turned ugly fast. From that point on, every crunch of sand had them on edge. It was the morning of May 9th, 2025. A group of friends hit the road, ready for what was supposed to be a fun, laid-back trip. But just a few miles in, they noticed something strange. A car was tailing them, closely. Trying to be courteous, the driver pulled over to let it pass. Big mistake.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Out of nowhere, the trailing car didn't pass. It pounced. A textbook ambush. Fast, aggressive, and terrifying. But this driver didn't panic. He reacted instantly, swerving out of the trap and saving everyone in the car. The entire incident was caught on a dash cam and handed over to the police. It provided investigators with a crucial lead, but as of July 10th, the suspects are still at large. If you liked that video, make sure to check out the Dare to Watch YouTube channel, where we have tons of videos just like this. And if you want to see our latest scary hiking encounters, make sure to click subscribe so you'll get notifications.